VCAL PD presents Movie Talk Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the 2Sweet movie show. It's Thursday, the 7th of September. Now, we have a lot of exciting movies releasing today. But the thing is, what I'm going to first do is hand it over to Lee because he's going to review the new Teen Titans Go to the movies. And it's releasing soon, so here's an advance review for you.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's great to be on the movie podcast. And Daniel, thanks for having me on board.
No problem, Lee. You're welcome anytime.
Hey, I'm glad to be on here. So, just last week I watched Teen Titans Go to the movies. I wanted to help out Daniel with this movie because he's not huge on Teen Titans, though I am. I'm not huge on Teen Titans Go. I hate Teen Titans Go.
I've got to say, I have watched the Teen Titans Go, the shitty TV show on 9Go, because it's normally on before the middle or Adventure Time, and I've got to say, it was really terrible.
Yeah, I've seen it myself. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah. So, did you want to get into it, Lee, or start to review it?
Yeah, let's get this show on the road. So, this movie was produced and directed by the same guys who make the TV show, the Teen Titans Go TV show series. And and it also features the same actors who does
it's the same voiceovers who do the TV program are doing the movie, the 2018 movie. Yeah.
Yeah, they helped out with this movie, and I gotta say, from start to end, this movie was so bad.
I gotta admit, I did see the start of it, but I think I fell asleep because it was quite boring. But Lee watched it till the end, so he'll be able to fully review it.
Yeah, I can't blame you for sleeping this one, because this movie is just that boring. And there's been some good reviews on Teen Titans Go to the movies, and I was like, what the hell? Like, why is there, good reviews on Teen Titans Go to the movies? It's like saying, hey, there's good reviews on the Emoji Movie. But at least that has feeling. That actually tried.
And I remember seeing reviews on this, and they've said that Food Fight is better than that garbage. And that is saying something.
It is, yeah. And, there have been a few references in the Teen Titans Go to the movies, and one of them featured The Lion King.
Wow, a Disney classic.
A Disney classic
in a terrible DC Comics animation.
Yeah, in a terrible cheap DC movie. Yes, and the Lion King. I was a huge fan of the original movie, but
Me too.
But with this one, instead of a massive amount of cheers, Robin was forced by a mountain of boos.
Terrible. Yeah. How terrible. Do you think the studios think we're idiots? This should not be tolerated in the film industry. Like, this looks like an absolute terrible piece of garbage. I mean, and an insult to the original 90s TV program.
I agree. Though, yeah, I didn't like this moment at all. And there have been a few DC movie references as well. They featured Batman versus Superman, even the
one with Henry Cavill and Amy Adams.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
Yeah, it featured a reference of that. Only except it's with the Joker in there. And yeah, that was a terrible reference as well. And I have no idea what was going through the production and the development of the Teen Titans Go movie. I have no idea what was going on. They tried to be funny, but it just didn't work out. I was left with a blank face.
So to be honest, do you think, Lee, because I didn't really watch much of it, do you think there was actually any popular cast members in it? Meaning, or was it just B-grade actors, low-graded people?
There's been a couple of good actors. It features the same actors from the original Teen Titans series. Scott Menville, Tara Strong, all those other guys. And Will Arnett. He also did the voice for Slade. And I just want to say, they actually confused Slade for Deadpool. I'm not joking.
Wow, so we just got the list up here. There are a couple of cameos, right? So
Nicolas Cage, Kristen Bell, Will Wheaton as the Flash,
Will Wheaton
and Stan Lee. Stan Lee in a DC film.
Wow, did you recognize him while you watched it?
Did I recognize Stan Lee? Yeah, right off the bat. And he was also voicing himself. Like, I had no idea what was going through this development. Like, it's great to see Stan Lee in a movie, but in a shit movie like this?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not surprised that Will Wheaton is in this because he's been in The Big Bang Theory, which is also a Warner Brothers TV series.
Yeah, and John DiMaggio, he was the voice for Jake the dog in Adventure Time. That old Scotsman from Samurai Jack. Yeah, he's some sort of god in Teen Titans Go to the Movies. So I was like, why is a good actor like him doing Teen Titans Go to the Movies? He was also part of the Disenchantment Netflix series as well.
All right, I haven't seen that, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah, I know, but this is a movie podcast. You can't really review a TV series.
Yeah,
Though, yeah, Teen Titans Go to the Movies from start to end, it was a bit lackluster. But the only thing that I can say from Teen Titans Go to the Movies was that little teaser at the end of the credits, or during the mid-credits, rather, that they were showing off the original Teen Titans. And I was jumping around. I was, like, filled with excitement that they're showing off the original Teen Titans.
But do you think watching that whole 1 hour, 20-minute movie or something?
Yeah, 1 hour and 20 minutes, yeah.
Do you think that's worth witnessing going through a terrible film like that, which is not funny, it's rubbish, right? It's just bad animation.
Bad, cheap animation, yes.
Yeah.
Was it all worth it? Well, to see that little teaser, I wasn't sure if it was worth it, but it was great seeing the old Teen Titans back.
But the thing is, people don't want to go through that whole movie and, just something in the credits will be only the only thing memorable in the whole entire rubbish movie. But can't you find that clip on YouTube, Lee? So you should really say there's no point watching that film at the cinema.
Yeah, there's
absolutely worth nothing.
Yeah, there's no point to witnessing like a shit movie only to watch a little teaser at the end to see it on a big screen. Like, you could just watch it on YouTube. Just search up Teen Titans teaser, and you'll find a Teen Titans teaser in YouTube. And I gotta say, Will Arnett as Slade, I think he did a good role.
So he's actually the highlight out of all this rubbish? Or?
Yeah, out of everything that's happened in Teen Titans Go to the Movie, aside from that little teaser, I think Will Arnett as Slade did a really good job. Yeah, so Will Arnett, he was a good part about it. Yeah. So yeah, I think I just rated this a 1 on IMDb. I really don't understand these positive reviews. Like, they have their opinions, we have ours. It's to their opinion it's a good movie, but in ours generally it's a really, really bad movie.
Yeah, just cheap and bad, right?
Yeah, just cheap animation, no funny jokes, some cheap references that don't make any sense whatsoever. And can I say about the plot of this? Yeah, the plot of this movie, it was about the Teen Titans, or Robin more specifically, to get a movie. Because, he's seen Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. Oh, yeah, they also referenced the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie.
All right, and I've got to admit, that was like mixed. Lots of people really didn't like that one. But I don't think I maybe haven't seen the full thing, so maybe I can't comment. But I have heard some bad things about it. It is not as good. And, Deadpool's obviously a better superhero character for Ryan Reynolds than Green Lantern.
Yeah. And speaking of Green Lantern, I did like that little skit during the post credits. Like he shot Ryan Reynolds, the actor, just so that the Green Lantern movie wouldn't be a thing in Deadpool 2. I really like that. But yeah, having like reference Deadpool in this piece of crap movie, Like, that's just not right, man.
Did they reference Deadpool? In what way was it?
Like, when the Teen Titans first meet Slade, they called him Deadpool. Like, I'm not joking.
That's really an insult to Deadpool, don't you think?
Yeah, pretty so. And there's actually a reason why they actually called Slade Deadpool, since, they have a few similarities.
Yes.
And, the suits look the same, though attitudes look a bit different. But Slade's a villain, Deadpool is an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so yeah, Teen Titans Go, bad movie. I'm glad to be on here, Daniel.
Yeah. And your final rating out of 10?
My final rating out of this, it gets a 1. I just didn't like it whatsoever.
1 out of 10, is that right?
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, yeah.
So yeah, it's great to be on here, and the next time I'm gonna be coming on here, we're gonna go beyond, plus ultra style. So yeah, Daniel, thanks for having me on here. I'll see you guys at the wrestling podcast.
You're welcome, Lee, and make sure to I know if you're a good supporter of the Sandy VCAL YouTube channel, my friend Lee, he actually has a wrestling podcast with the Sports Corner podcast, so he'll be going to that now, but I will continue on my movie podcast after this, having someone along with me. Now we've got to talk about some more movies releasing, obviously. So I wanted to talk about some films which are hitting village cinemas. So you've got Black Klansman. I remember I've talked about that, the Spike Lee one, and Book Club has released Crazy Rich Asians. All right, so let's go into it. Kin. So what was it? I think Monday or something. I saw the new sci-fi film Kin, and I got to tell you, it was better than I really thought it'd be. I mean, it had some interesting moments, but obviously it was did have some of its moments which could have been better. But still, it's an average movie, and it's really good. It's good. I'd recommend it. So Kin, it's one of those action sci-fi films, and it's basically directors Jonathan Baker and Josh Baker. So it's their first time. It's their first time doing a feature film. So I got to say, you got to give them some credit and say, good job to them. They actually have done a successful job, because they directed the short film called Bagman, which was based on Kin, which led to Kin. But I've got to admit, the screenplay of this film, it was pretty average. It was pretty it's had some dumb writing at times and wasn't really written that well. But some great things to talk about in Kin too. I mean, you've got the acting. So Miles Trout is basically introducing him. So he plays Eli Solinsky. Now I've got to tell you, this guy, he could be making some good things in the future. He actually was a highlight of this film. It was good to see him. And Jack Rayner, he was average. He was all right. It depended at times. He could have been better. Dennis Quaid's also here. He's an extended cameo. I guess he does his role well. It's not like bad performance. But probably Millie Zoe Kravitz, she has an interesting role here, linked up to the story. I mean, I did like her role. And James Franco, good at times, bad at other times. It was sort of mixed. But what I liked to see was we got to see Michael B. Jordan back from Black Panther. So yeah, he plays a cleaner in this one. So cameo type appearance. But got to tell you, lots of people are saying it's not that good. Like, lots of critics are saying it's really bad. But the thing is, like, it actually surprised me because it was so much better than everyone thought it is. I mean, to be honest, I went into the cinema and I wasn't expecting much. I saw the trailer. It looked okay. But I gotta admit, I mean, especially the ending was directed very well. So even if the whole movie has some, unnecessary scenes at times, but gotta tell you, the ending is actually worth the price of the admission. If you're an awesome sci-fi fan and an action fan too, sometimes it has action moments. I mean, it's really much better than everyone says it is. I mean, to be honest, it's not a slow movie. I mean, it's average pace. But didn't really get bored at times. Some alright character development, and it does have family drama. So it's a, family drama, action at times, sci-fi fiction, science fiction. I gotta admit, the highlight of the film would have been that space weapon which he finds. That really was quite good too. I mean, DOP, director of photography, kudos to them because they've made the film so much great too. I hardly heard any marketing about this film, so I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. But the last 30 minutes of the film, absolutely excellent. I mean, visual effects are pretty stunning, and the directors are Jonathan Baker and Josh Baker. I'm pretty sure they're Australian, and I gotta admit, they could be making some interesting feature films in the future. They really do have the talent to create them. But the writer should have been improved. I mean, wasn't as good. But, everything else, like the background music was done well. There were some other moments which were pretty terrific in it. Yeah, but I gotta say, I did really enjoy it. I mean, it was pretty well done. Your cinematography especially. Well, the editing could have been a bit better, but it was pretty sharp. And so the film, it's basically about Miles Trout. He's the young one, and he just finds a weapon, and then he just uses it to save his adoptive brother from a crew of thugs. But then after that, they're pursued by federal agents and mercenaries, which are very mysterious. This was quite interesting at times. I mean, it was done well. I mean, what do you expect? It was surprising. I mean, I didn't think it'd be this great, which was great to hear. I mean, Dennis Quaid, I haven't seen him for a while, so it's good to see him back on the screen. And some other people worth mentioning, like Jack Rayner. We saw him in Transformers, and that had some good moments too. But maybe he started to get better in his acting after Kin. Seriously, people should give it more recognition, because he deserves more praise, because it's surprisingly well done in lots of ways. I mean, it just completely surprised me how good it was. I was expecting a B-grade science fiction film, and you know what I heard, all the critics and everything. But yeah, it was stunning. I mean, visually stunning, great effects. That was done well too. You know, the movie's good at times, but it had its moments where it could have been much better. But it was the director's first feature film. He only worked on short films. So it was a good effort from the director. You know, as I mentioned, the ending just full of science fiction action. It really is worth it. And great action sequences. Visually stunning science fiction film. Especially in the climax. I mean, in this film, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it sets up a sequel for the future. If this does well, I can see Kin 2, Kin 3 being made. I mean, it's just, you know, just like those blockbuster franchises. But I really hope that this does well, because, you know, it's from the producers of Stranger Things, the Netflix series, and, you know, it is really worth it. And yeah, completely surprised me in how good it was. So I guess that was pretty great. So my final opinion, gotta say this will probably get a 7 out of 10. Because at times it could have been much better, but you know, I'm not gonna give the director much hate because it was his first feature film, so you know, it takes time to learn. So, you know, he did a pretty good job. So 7 out of 10 for me. Okay, so the other film I wanted to talk about is Ma Gai Oi Loko. So this is like a comedy fantasy drama, Punjabi one, and it's about a man's soul, and it's accidentally taken to heaven by Yama instead of the one who he really came to take away with him. And the story basically is about how this man comes back to Earth to marry his love. So I've got to admit the directing was done... Well, no, I can't... I haven't seen it, so I can't really talk about the direction of the film. I might be seeing it soon. But what I was trying to say was... What I was going to say was... You know, a popular director in Punjabi cinema... He worked on Subeda Joginder Singh this year, the action biography drama, which was, you know, I'm pretty sure it was mixed. Like, many Punjabi movies they're loved by Indian people, meaning very rarely you see Australian people or American people going into these films. It has a good market of, you know, sometimes some people from Punjab check it out, and sometimes people like Bollywood do too. But, you know, Nika Zelda 1 and 2, he directed both of those, and he even directed Angrej, which was one of the most... Oh no, this was the movie which everybody loved with Aminder Gill. A romantic comedy about a young man and he struggles to find a woman to marry. There's more to the story too, but that's all I'm going to say. So the cast in this film, you got Karamjit Anmol. I saw him in Sat Sri Akal, England. And you've got Gurpreet Googie, Gippy Guru, Sapna Pabi. So yeah, you know, sometimes certain people don't like Punjabi movies because it's certainly the same. At times it's just like comedy, you know, that type of desi comedy. Some people like it, some people don't. It depends on your taste in movies. I mean, I can't really comment because I haven't seen it, but I really would recommend people to check this out. It does look like a funny comedy blockbuster, and it's brought to you by Forum Films, which distributes lots of Punjabi and Hindi films here in Australia. Okay, so let's get into it. Talked about Margot Loka. The next film I wanted to mention is Mile 22. Now, this is directed by Peter Berg, and I haven't seen it just yet, but I'm hoping to see it next week, and then I'll definitely give you a review on it. It really does look great, but I mean, it's mixed, but I really think it will be great because Peter Berg has made some stunning films and had a big collaboration with Mark Wahlberg. You know, that surprising film, which was it got some great reviews, and people were surprised how great it was. About the Taliban and war in America, Navy SEALs and everything. So, and that had Mark Wahlberg and even Eric Bana, an Australian. So yeah, it was a biography drama. So, pretty sure it was based on true fact, which is pretty amazing to hear. You know, it's all about bravery and death and life and everything. So, he created a great film, Peter Berg, Lone Survivor. But that wasn't just it. He directed some other films too. He directed Patriots Day in 2016, which also starred Mark Wahlberg and J.K. Simmons. And that was, a true story about the Boston Marathon, the bombings. And they had to find the terrorists responsible, which also starred Michelle Monaghan, which you can see in Mission Impossible Fallout, which is still screening. He directed Deepwater Horizon with Mark Wahlberg and Kurt Russell and Kate Hudson. I mean, he has created some great history films. That was about a disaster in 2010 where it was about an offshore drilling rig called the Deepwater Horizon, and it actually explodes, and it results in one of the worst oil spills in American history. Great film there. I've heard the writing could be a bit better because they got a random writer, Lee Carpenter. Apparently it's not that good, but the direction would be great by Peter Berg himself. So Mark Wahlberg, he's James Silver, and I think he has a bit of a problem, like he has ADHD or something. He fidgets a lot, that's what I've heard. And Lauren Cohen's in here from The Walking Dead, who play Maggie, and Iko Uwais. He's from The Raid, that really popular Indonesian film. I've heard that his martial arts work in this film is pretty stunning to see on screen. And, Ronda Rousey's here. Peter Berg even stars himself. And John Malkovich. So the film, it's about an American intelligence officer. And he's got a top secret tactical command unit. And he basically tries to smuggle a mysterious police officer with sensitive information out of the country. So, this is a modern thriller, action crime. This is what Mark Wahlberg does best in his career. He has created some successful films, and I really think this one will also be successful too. I mean, you've still got Slender Man out, The Darkest Minds, The Happy Time Murders, The Meg, and The Nun has released today. Now, I'm not really a fan of horror films a lot, so I won't be seeing The Nun. But if that's your thing, I recommend you to check out The Nun. I mean, apparently it's a great story or something. I mean, I think it's mixed at the moment. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. I mean, that's what happens with horror films. I mean, I'm not surprised about that. Okay, so time for one or two more, maybe. What I wanted to talk about now is Yamla Pagala Divana Fisse. Now that is, it came out last Friday, I think. Now the thing is, this is, it's people have been wondering, will it be as good as the first one? And the second one was not that good according to lots of people because they changed it up, and I don't know, I may have seen it, but I don't really remember it. But this one, the third Yamla Pagala Divana, is directed by Navanit Singh. And now it's his first film in Bollywood. He has been directing Punjabi films. And the dialogue's expected to be very funny because it's got the same writers who worked on Poster Boys, which also starred Bobby Deol. Even Kaladi 786 with Akshay Kumar and Damal with Sanjay Dutt and Gomal. So I would like to see this one. I haven't seen it just yet. But you've got the normal cast are back: Demender, Sunny Deol, Bobby Deol, Kitri Kabanda, and Salman Khan and Suniksha Sinha as cameo appearances. Now Salman Khan plays Mastana, and we haven't seen him since Race 3, so if you want to see him for a bit, check out Yamla Pagala Divana. It's released under the banner of Z Studios International, and it really will be a good one. So the story about this one, it's inheriting from the ancestors. It's about the legacy of the Ayurveda Vajra Kavach, and it's a famed and effective remedy for all ills. And the brother duo Puran and Kala, they use the Kavach with varied intentions. But Puran is a good-hearted, and he puts in use his heritage to help people. Kala looks out for his interest in money, and so there's twists and turns as well. It's one of those masala comedies. I mean, this is what they make, and I'm not saying it's bad because they're normally very good if they're directed well and written well, especially. That's what matters in this industry. But basically, there's Yamla Pagala Divana Fisse. The next movie I wanted to mention is Stree. Now, I'll quickly go through this, and then it'll be time to head off. So this film is about a small town of Chandari, and the menfolk live in fear of an evil spirit named Stree, and who abducts men in the night. And it's based on the urban legend of Nail Bar that went viral in Karnataka in the 1990s. So this film is directed by Amar Kaushik. He has directed, I think it's a he. It's his it's the first feature film. So that's very surprising to hear. And you've got Rajkumar Rao. He is going to be in 5 Weddings soon with Nagis Fakhri. Lots of people can't wait for that one. 21st of September. Not sure when it's releasing in Australia, but I presume the same date. It's about an American journalist, and she travels to India for what she thinks will be an easy magazine feature on Bollywood weddings, only to have the assignment interrupted by a cop who is convinced there's journalistic espionage behind the innocent magazine article. So that's basically the story of that one. So Rajkumar Rao, people know him from Love Sonia, which has actually surprised lots of people. It has been released at a lot of film festivals, and lots of people did check it out when it was in Melbourne due to Mind Blowing Films, the Indian Film Festival. I didn't actually see it, but it's a story about sex trafficking and a drama. It's a young girl's journey. She has to rescue her sister from the dangerous world of international sex trafficking. I mean, Raj Kumar Rao has had a big year. He's on Stree. He's done Fane Khan with Anil Kapoor and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. So yeah, he's made some successful films this year. The other woman who's in this one, Shraddha Kapoor, and she is in this too. And we haven't seen her. Oh no, she'll be in Bati Gul Meeta Chalu later this year, I think. And another highlight of Stree, we get to see Nora Fateh. We saw her in Satyameva Jayate, in Dilba, the song. So, to be honest, she's done some great songs with John Abraham, like Rocky Handsome, she was the dancer, and Satyameva Jayate she danced. So you'll see her in Bharat too, so this will be great to see. And Kitri Sanon is one of the dancers in this Stree too. So some good things to look out for. Okay, let's quickly mention one more movie. There's another movie out the flip side, which is an Australian movie. It hasn't been getting... It's been getting some okay response, but it is what it is. Might be seeing it, not really sure. So basically, I think I've done a full show today, and again, thanks to Lee. You can check him out on Sandy VCAL, WWE podcast. So I think that's it for me, and I'll see you next week for another 2Sweet movie reviews. See ya.